Hello there, my name is Vinny Voodoo, and this is just a brief update about the texture packs in conjunction with high-resolution texture streaming. I've mentioned this in my most recent video, the Q&A, well, the FAQ I should say, and I'll link to that at the end of this video. I've been doing lots of experiments, and I've actually taken the time to uninstall the texture packs, and I'll show you that in game installs, and you can see they're all uninstalled. And if I go look at Adler, he's my go-to guy, and while I was uninstalling them, I was looking at Adler, each one I uninstalled, and he looked great until I uninstalled 4. So I can confirm without a shadow of a doubt that Adler and Stitch are indeed in Texture Pack 4. You can see his collar's got the stepping on it now, which I was expecting, and the blue jacket and the gold piping down it look blurry, and of course his pants look terrible. But interestingly, something happened. I then enabled texture pack streaming, and hopefully it'll do it again, because it was a good indication of how slow that option can be. And I'm going to do that. And if you're wondering what texture pack streaming is, again, look at my FAQ video. It's the most recent video before this one, and I'll link to it in the description. I'm going to enable it. I won't bother going into the ins and outs of what it does, but now I'm going to go and have a look at young Adler here again, and you can actually see it come in. So there he is, the stepping around his neck's still there, and the piping. We'll go and have a look at his pants. And I sat here for probably a minute. Now I'm hoping it'll be a little faster, but clearly I wasn't actually expecting it to change. And it'll clean up as and when the game cycles around and looks for the server and pulls the high resolution texture from the server. Currently I'm getting about 30 megabits a second. If you've got a faster pipe, obviously this would be faster. But if you've got an average pipe, and the average speed in the United States for broadband is 22 meg per second, according to the DCC, or I was going to say CDC. I don't think the disease control people have anything to do with it. But I'm waffling because I'm actually wanting it to pop in real time. I'm going to maybe put a counter of how long this takes, or at least time it. And you can see it's not come in. Okay, I rebooted the game, and the actual time it took, I'll put on the screen now because I haven't actually sat and worked it out, but it was a lot slower than I was expecting. If we come up, we can see his collar's fixed and the piping is a bit clearer on his arm. And if I back out, I just want to show you this, you'll see under General Game Installs, I do not have the texture packs installed. There's another thing that's kind of useful here. There's under texture streaming, I've got a daily limit that I set, and you can see I've used 2%, well 0.02% of my daily limit. So pulling in the operators, or at least Adler, I don't know how many others, was 0.13 of a gigabyte, 130 meg. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave that there. I'm going to reduce this so we can get an idea of percentage. If you take this down to say a gig, we've used about 10%. So if I go up there and come back down, 14% there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the store, and I'm going to go look at young John Rambo and come back here and see if that percentage goes up. So join me as I go have a bit of a shop. I've noticed everything's slower without the texture packs, just the everything coming in. I mean, it's sometimes slow anyway. Where is John Rambo here? There he is. Right. We're going to go and have a look at Rambo himself. See how long that took to come in? He looks terrible. It's so bad. And needless to say, I haven't purchased this pack. We'll go and have a look at Die Hard there. Where is he? There he is. John McClane. The two Johns. You see, they're kind of like plasticine, like Morph Men for a bit. But that did come in faster than Adler did. So they've put some effort into the store's server. Now these, is it possible they're part of the texture pack? Well, here's how you prove it. I've looked at them before and it didn't up that percentage that we saw before. So I'm going to go there now, and if that's changed from the 0.14, and it has. So that took about 2% of a gig to look at the store there. So the textures are streaming in when you go to the store, and they are on your hard drive when you've got the texture packs loaded. Now again, if I put that back up to 64 gig, that'll be a much smaller percentage. Now I have unlimited data, so it's not a problem, and 64 gig is more than enough for an entire session at night, and when you close the game it clears them anyway. Or at least it clears them every time you play, because you're going to land at different parts of Verdansk. So it is an interesting little bit of finding that I've got here, and it's a run-up to me doing the comparison video of the high-resolution texture streaming, and I'm kind of giving you an insight as to the process that I go through to establish what I think is going on, because you can find no info on this. And any info you do find, you can't trust, because it's kind of misinfo. So what I'm going to do now is, sadly, reinstall all the texture packs and carry on experimenting. The purpose of this video was to show how long it takes for a texture to appear as it's pulling off. As in many of my videos, I've always said it's going to take longer to pull off the internet, and I don't care how fast your pipe is, because it's not down to your pipe, it's down to the server congestion at Activision at that time that you're playing. There's definitely a positive to actually installing the texture packs if you can afford the 53 gig of space it takes. As we just saw, it took X, I'll insert the amount of time, to just download his pants, jacket and collar. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll leave links to relevant videos as ever in the description, and at the end of this video, quick update. My name is Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching.